Hello and welcome. Today, we are cracking open the Schneider Electric Playbook. We're going to deconstruct how they managed to turn sustainability from just another corporate function into a real powerful engine for competitive advantage. So let's just start with the big question, right? The one that frames this entire conversation. For decades, so many companies looked at sustainability and just saw cost, a necessary evil maybe. But Schneider Electric, they took a totally different view, and honestly, it changed the whole game. Here's how we're going to break it all down today. First up, that crucial mindset shift. Then we'll get into their pretty unique two-sided strategy. After that, we'll see the system they built to make it all happen, understand who benefits from it, and then, finally, we'll pull out the key lessons you can take away.
Okay, let's dive into section 1. This is all about a massive shift in thinking. See, Schneider figured out early on that if sustainability was going to mean anything, it couldn't just be some side project. It had to be central.
Now, what I love about this is this stark contrast. The old view of corporate social responsibility, CSR, was that it kind of lived in its own parallel universe, totally disconnected from the real business. A bit of charity here, a compliance headache there. Schneider just flipped the script. They made sustainability the company program, turning it from something that costs money into a strategic driver of value. So, how'd they actually do it? Well, this gets us to the absolute heart of their philosophy, this really unique approach that makes them stand out. This quote from their Chief Strategy and Sustainability Officer, Olivia Bloom, just says it all, doesn't it? It's not just about, cleaning up their own backyard. It's about connecting what they do inside their own walls with what they sell to the world. So side number 1 is being the role model. And this is more than just good PR. It's about leading by example. They figured out that simple philanthropy, like, say, building a school, wasn't really authentic to who they are. So they shifted. They started using what they're best at, energy management, to empower entire communities in a way that truly lines up with their expertise.
And this is the brilliant part. This is the second side, being the solution for their customers. They take all that internal expertise and use it to help their clients decarbonize. And this moves them way up the value chain. They're not just selling a product anymore, they're a strategic partner. And their credibility, it's rock solid because they actually practice what they preach.
Okay, a great philosophy is one thing, but how do you make it real? You need an engine. And Schneider built a seriously powerful one to turn that philosophy into action right across the company. This is how they literally wired sustainability into their corporate DNA. It starts with a long-term vision. Then they break that down into concrete, measurable goals. Next up, tracking. Their Schneider Sustainability Index isn't some dusty annual report. It's a quarterly scorecard on very specific metrics. And the final step, the real kicker, they tie performance directly to people's paychecks. And here is where it gets real. A full 20% of bonus pay for around 64,000 leaders is tied directly to hitting those sustainability targets. I mean, think about that. When you put that kind of money on the line, these goals immediately stop being a nice-to-have. They become a must-achieve for anyone with real decision-making power. But, a system by itself isn't quite enough. You also need a culture that's willing to be brave, to be ambitious. You need to make some bold bets. This quote tells such a great story. When Schneider publicly committed to getting the gender pay gap below 1%, people inside the company got nervous. They said, hey, we can't disclose that. It's a legal risk. But leadership's view was, look, if we're doing this for the right reasons, we shouldn't be afraid. They made the bold bet, and they moved forward. That's courage. And this is the mindset that fuels the entire engine. Sustainability at Schneider isn't some project with a start and end date. It's a constant journey. It's a marathon with no finish line, where you're always pushing the bar just a little bit higher. So, what's the end result of all this? What's the payoff? Well, the value it creates goes way beyond just the company's own bottom line. And the cool thing is, the impact isn't isolated. It ripples out. It creates real value for their customers, their employees, their suppliers, the business itself, and of course, for the planet. For customers, the whole relationship changes. Schneider stops being just a vendor and becomes a true strategic partner. They're using their own hard-won expertise to help their clients build out their own sustainability plans and get real results. And for employees, this mission is a huge draw. It's one of the top reasons people want to work there and why they decide to stay.
Plus, with bold policies like moving top global jobs out of headquarters, they're creating real opportunities for local talent and attracting more women into leadership. It's a win-win. And they don't just stop at their own front door. Schneider actively brings their suppliers along for the ride. They've set this massive goal to help their top 1,000 suppliers cut their emissions in half. And they're helping them do it, giving them expertise and access to things like renewable energy.
All right, let's bring this all home. What are the big lessons we can pull from the Schneider Playbook? What are the key takeaways?
It really comes down to three big things. Number one, be both the role model and the solution. You have to connect what you do inside with what you sell outside. Two, build that integrated system. You got to link your strategy to real measurement and real rewards. And three, be willing to make bold bets. Real progress demands courage and public commitments that force you to level up. But maybe the most important lesson of all is about the culture. Underneath all the systems and strategies is this deep sense of humility, this fundamental belief that you are never, ever done. The whole journey is just about trying to be relentlessly progressive. And that really leaves us with one final question to think about. Every single company out there is writing its own sustainability story right now. And the Schneider Playbook proves that story doesn't have to be just a footnote about compliance. It can be a whole chapter on real, meaningful transformation.